Look at what's going on. We're going to watch it out for us. We're going to cover what's going on, of course, with Harvey in just a second. But 92L has been out there, and it's been out way out off of the Atlantic, moved right on in over South Florida, lollygagged into here, pretty much fell apart, and now it's just a little bit of spin right on in over Tampa, St. Pete. And that little bit of spin could move on up northeastward over the next several days. I want to show you what's going on with the forecast models. It's strong enough now that the forecast models have tagged onto it, and they're punching it offshore over the next week, well offshore, but we're going to have to watch it. I think by Tuesday and Wednesday, it could push offshore of our area, so we'll want to watch what goes on with that. I'm not horribly concerned about it, but we do have to watch it. Here's what's going on for this one. Hurricane Harvey, obviously, anywhere north of Corpus Christi is just really going to have catastrophic effects out of this whole situation. Ashley Baylor was telling me that there's a place right here called Rockport, and Rockport has already had well over 8 inches of rainfall, and it hasn't even begun, really. The heart of the storm is just moving ashore right on into these areas, these barrier islands, and some of these communities on the other side. They're likely to see a rise in sea height, 6 to 12 feet. And then they could just see huge amounts of rainfall. Harvey, the latest, it should read 125-mile-an-hour winds. For some reason, it's reading 105, but it's got there we go, 125-mile-an-hour winds. 115-mile-an-hour winds coming up by 1 o'clock in the morning. It has already made landfall by that point, again to the northeast of Corpus Christi. Here's where things are by Saturday afternoon. It's weakened to a Category 1 storm, but it's still a hurricane, and it's well inland, and it's just going to very slowly meander around, finally over Saturday and Sunday, and then by Monday it reemerges out over the water. 45-mile-an-hour winds, still a tropical storm. There's where it is by Tuesday, and then by Wednesday, 40-mile-an-hour winds, and it's heading on up toward Houston. As again, a weak tropical storm, but huge amounts of rain still associated with it because it never really goes all the way away from the water. Here's what's going on with it. You can see some of the rainfall into Houston. 11 o'clock tonight, here's the spin with this thing to the north of Corpus Christi, toward Aransas Pass and Port Aransas and Rockport. Again, some of these areas. 7 o'clock on Saturday morning, it's made landfall. It's well inland, and it moves all the way on up to south of Austin. So it's going to keep moving. Now, it's just going to kind of stop where it is to the southwest of Austin, according to this forecast model, and it agrees pretty much with the Hurricane Center's prognostication. Here's where things are by Sunday evening, and then we'll take you into Monday morning. This forecast model only goes out into Monday morning, but it has moved again toward the coastline, where it will re-intensify, pick up some more rain. And look at this sheath of rain, swath of rain from Houston all the way on up to areas north of that, toward Austin as well. Look at this on this forecast model. It's got 25 inches of rain. I think there could be a lot more right on into here with the initial landfall of this storm toward Victoria, for example. But it's going to linger for days, spritziness each afternoon going on for our part of the world. Here's what's going on with our forecast model. Forecast model future track overnight into tomorrow morning. It'll be in the 60s to around the low 70s. Here's where we are by 3 in the afternoon. On to Saturday evening, 77, 75, dropping into the 60s again overnight into Sunday morning and Sunday during the day. Just an outside chance of a stray spritz or two of rainfall into the area. We've got great weather ahead. Isolated spritz of rain during the afternoon for the next 3 days. And then remember I told you about 92L will likely pass by our area by Tuesday. Could produce a little bit of a breeze and a few showers into the area. Temperatures over the next 7 days, upper 70s and low 80s.